Hello, fellow viewers. Mike here. I just want to introduce my last e-bike project. Basically, what you have in front of you is a rear drive 750 watt motor that I hooked up to an older suspension bike. As you can see, here's the motor right here. This is the box with the controller. This is the battery mount right here. That is the control for the speed and everything else, the display. Brakes, the on-off switch. And this is a basket that I used. Now the hardest part I had with this bike was trying to figure out where to put the battery, because it's not really designed as a bike that you can put a battery. So at first I went to the front and I got a little bit too nasty because it was hard to control the bike. So I decided to come up with this idea, and basically it's almost like a post battery, except I put it in front here. I don't have the battery mounted right now. It's just basically an aluminum tube going across, hooked up with a post, and it's working quite well. Like I said before, this is inside. It's a basket, and it's got the controller and all the wiring hooked up. The hardest part with this bike was actually figuring out where to put the battery. And so this was my solution. So far it's good. It works very well. The only thing I found is that the rear wheel is kind of heavy. Well, because it's a rear drive. So the whole motor is heavy. And when I'm going uphill, like after work, there's a big steep hill curve I have to go. Doesn't make it all the way up, so it's a bit of a struggle, so I just walk the bike. The other issue is stopping. Although the disc brakes in the front are great, as you can see, I'm using the V brakes here in the back, and they don't work as good as I would like them to be. So what I'm thinking is installing a disc in the back here, which is going to take quite a bit of while, because there's the mount for the disc here. I got the bracket here for the disc brake mount. I just have to figure out how to put this here, where to put these bars. Anyways, so that's my next project. So this is my experience. It worked pretty well. So what I'm also working on an older bike. This is my favorite bike. That's why I don't want to get rid of it. Now, some of you may recognize it. This is the bike I was using when I had problems removing the fixed cup disc mount right in here. Anyways, I got it out, so I installed a mid-drive Bafang 750 watt motor. It's almost ready to go. I'm gonna hook up all the wiring, which is really easy. I put the chain guard, and I'm gonna have to get a new chain. I'm also waiting to replace the brakes. I'm tempted to put disc brakes on this, but the problem is I got to get a new rear wheel, so I'm going to hold off on that. I'm going to go back to these brakes. The big issue that I'm anticipating with this bike is where to mount the battery, because I have an older battery from my first bike that was stolen, which was a Volt Bike 750, and it's a beautiful Dorado battery. It's a Panasonic, which is still going strong. I just have to figure out where to put it. The only problem I have is if I put it here, which would fit right across the bar here on the bottom, is I'm not sure if rocks and everything else is going to damage. So the other issue is I can extend it out in the back with an extension piece, but I'm worried about the weight in the back. But since the wheel is light, it might work. So this is where I'm at. This is my latest project. As you can see, the bike is very old. Well, it's 30 plus years, and it's still going strong. I mean, it's a beautiful frame, don't get me wrong. So that's where I'm at, and hopefully next video I'll put on, you'll be able to see this, how it works. Thank you.